respect Omoyele Sowore. I see him as a mentor. He's an elder brother and a mentor. I just think that expecting everybody to be saints before you can work with them eventually will leave you not working with anyone. Because even within yourself, even Jesus, Master Jesus himself had 12. Had only 12 men. Inside that 12, one sold him out, one denied him. Inside 12, Master Jesus, the perfect man, unblemished, no sin. He didn't even have original sin. The one they call it original sin. We all have original sin. We're a product of a sinful nature. But he did not have original sin. Had 12 men. One denied, not once, so 3 times. The second one sold him, collected money. Master Jesus. And then you expect in Nigeria of 2026 to have 300 million perfect people before you can make any kind of, to have maybe 1,000 perfect politicians or perfect leaders before you can make any, no. We have to find ways to work together. And you must learn to live with people. If you have leadership that is incorruptible, everybody takes shape. That's why you need to elect. That's why the head is important. Once the head is rotten, the fish will smell. But once you fix the head, you have a man who is incorruptible. You have a man who is not stealing. You have a man who is not interested in primitive accumulation of wealth. You have a man who is not interested in diverting public resources. You have a man who is not interested in marrying new wives. That reduces corruption, first of all, to about 50%. The others will not be institutional corruption. Because once you are as a leader, you are the leader of this organization. Imagine today you come to the office, now you come, but laptop lost. Who if I'm now you, ba? Then you are surprised that your staff steal foot mats tomorrow. But if you are not stealing, you will have the moral rectitude to say no one steals. It's just the way it works. It's like a parent. As a father, you smoke igbo, they carry woman, and you get son. You shock say your son don't wrap paper. They do have. Where is here? Not be you. You be mama, you get boyfriend. Your daughter, they call her uncle. You shock say she's 16, she get 2 boyfriends, she get 4. You get 1, she get 4. She learned it from somewhere. It's the same thing. It's leadership. As a government, once you are not stealing, your wife is not stealing. You are not stealing for your children. You are not accumulating people's land. You are not demolishing property and converting to yourself like Tinubu did in Lagos. So when they collected the former Lagos People Technique and turned it to TVC. Every other person takes shape. You are not shooting gun at opposition. Every other person takes shape. You are not trying to destroy opposition party. People will not do it on your behalf. But when your body language suggests that you don't like opposition, you will have a wiki that will be willing to destroy PDP. You will have an Aburi that will be willing to destroy Labour Party. And then you have some elements now within the ADC that are willing to collapse the ADC because they know you don't like opposition.
Fellow Nigerians, I want you to help me share this video, repost, and also do well to tag the most righteous man on the comment section. Yes, Sowore remains one of the most, righteous man currently in the entire Nigeria. The only man qualified to lead Nigeria. He himself alone, including even his followers, are not even righteous. His followers cannot be trusted. It is only Sowore that can lead Nigeria. Only him single-handedly. Only Sowore can vote himself. Only Sowore can actually can come up with 10 million to 15 million votes, which will actually make him the president of Nigeria. Only Sowore will become senator. Only Sowore will become vice president. Only Sowore from head to toe. He's the only one perfect. Yes, other people are corrupt. Other people are are aliens and they don't deserve opportunity. Nobody is good other than Sowore. See, this back and forth between Sowore and Peter Obi is something that I don't know, and the fact that Peter Obi does not even reply, he makes him look like a fool. And this man called Sowore is somebody, a leader I respect so much, someone I can't even say the camera to talk bad at, but he coming out to call Peter Obi a thief is something that is very, very ridiculous, coming from someone that claims he's sane and is sensible and is educated, and someone that claims that he knows his rights. Calling Peter Obi a thief is actually something that is so difficult to comprehend. For crying out loud, Peter Obi has been a governor, 2-time governor of Anambra State. He has handled millions of dollars, even in billions, yet he has never been invited by EFCC. Not any crime organization has ever invited Peter Obi for questioning of any missing funds or something at all. Nobody. And yet you have the audacity to even come out and call him a thief. One thing I've discovered is that anytime Sowore wants to trend, he will always mention Peter Obi name. Sowore, Reno Mokri, Sheyilo, all those people that that anytime they are finding it difficult to be relevant in the society, they will just call on Peter Obi's name. But this message is going to Sowore. Dear Sowore, leave Peter Obi alone. Oh. Peter Obi is not your problem. Peter Obi is not the president of Nigeria. Peter Obi is not a senator. He's not a president. He does not have any political office currently in Nigeria. Yes, he has not constituted any problem in this country, and as such, you do not have any right to be calling his name up and down. Atiku is in ADC. You know, we have Nasir El-Rufai. The other people are there. Why is it that you need Peter Obi to trend? Instead of you coming together to build a force, you are rather feeling that you're going to win election on your own. So on your own, you're going to give birth to 15 million people that will vote you. You know, you don't need any collaboration. You don't need anybody's help. You don't need to build, you know, build bridges across, you know, for you to become what you feel that you want to become, for you to do what you want to do for Nigeria. You don't need it. One thing is sure, if you have the interest of Nigerians at heart, then you must form a coalition. Other than that, you're just playing around.
How can you tell me that someone that was seen in a video celebrating the election of Muhammadu Buhari in 2015, that he's an activist fighting for good governance in Nigeria? How can you tell me this? This was someone in 2015 that has political awareness, that runs a media house, that would have known about the history of Muhammadu Buhari. Sahara Reporter claimed to be an investigative media organization. So they knew more about Buhari, more than us. How can you tell me that it was ignorance that made him celebrate the election of Muhammadu Buhari in 2015? And you are telling me he's an activist fighting for good governance in Nigeria? Okay, let's say some of you in 2015 you were not active on social media, you are not politically aware, you are not politically informed. How can you tell me that someone that is attacking Alex Oti on the basis of good governance, attacking Alex Oti, that is doing half transformation?
That's Alex Oti. You understand? But I went to Aba, some transformed, partly not transformed. I don't believe in half transformation, because when you enter into Ariara Market, which is the biggest economic hub there, the place looks like Jurassic Park. But when you get to the main road, of course, there's some. But mine is total, and I'm just answering you.
Someone that, yet he's from Ondo State. Ondo State governor has not done 1% of what Alex Oti has done. He has never been seen. Sowore has never been seen in any video analyzing the bad governance in Ondo State. How can you tell me that such a person is an activist fighting for good governance? How? Some of us cannot be deceived, but thank God that Sowore has made a disgrace of himself. Breeze don't blow, foul nyash don't open. I'm going to give you 8 evidence that Sowore is working for APC and ultimately working sponsored from outside Nigeria. 8 evidence that Sowore is working for APC. Number 1, which I said here, is that Sowore celebrated the election of Muhammadu Buhari. He cannot say, I didn't know he would turn that way. No, Sowore runs a media organization, so he knows about Muhammadu Buhari. He has the records of Muhammadu Buhari. So he cannot claim ignorance. In 2015, prior to 2015, Sahara Reporter was one of the media organizations that was used to pull down the government of Goodluck Jonathan. Because the people that pulled down Goodluck Jonathan was the Lagos State media, controlled by Bola Ahmed Tinubu. At the head of this propaganda against Goodluck Jonathan was Sahara Reporter, run by Sowore. That is evidence 1. Evidence 2, all the protests that Sowore has participated in, run in Nigeria, are failed protests. None of them has amounted to anything. None of them has amounted to anything. Evidence 3 is that the only protest that's yielded was the one Sowore did not participate, which is what? The EndSARS. He did not organize it, he did not lead it, and that was the only successful protest. Others failed because Sowore was involved. Number 3, the Sahara Reporter that Sowore runs is a sponsored organization. Look at it here. Sponsored by Ford Foundation. Sowore has never done any business since his graduation. While he was a student in Unilag, he was known because he led a protest. After that, again, the organization he ran was sponsored. This is number 5 now. Sowore is always working to cause disunity among the opposition. He's the only one that I've ever seen that cause disunity among the opposition. Sowore is the only person. Even Jesus, when he was on the cross with criminals, hanged on the cross with the criminals, he had to partner with these criminals when he was on the cross. But Sowore will not. If Jesus could partner with criminals and even granted them pardon so that they can get the job done, because they were dying together, Sowore is the only one that works for the disunity of the opposition. Number 6, of course, the attack on Alex Oti. On Alex Oti. Sowore had to attack Alex. What is the reason behind Sowore attacking Alex Oti? I will explain to you. Before now, the only icon of good governance in Nigeria that shined brightly was Peter Obi. And Sowore has been attacking Peter Obi all the time. All of a sudden, somebody rose from somewhere that will give credence that voting an opposition will bring transformation. And that person is Alois Oti. To tell people it's okay to vote an opposition. Look at the implication. Sowore started attacking him. He find it difficult to believe that an opposition will rise. So he's trying to do what? To stain Alois Oti and equalize him and make him look like every other politician. That is the reason he's attacking Alois Oti, telling us that the transformation is half. Just in his first tenure, he has not finished his first tenure, and the transformation has gone half. Yet in Ondo State, where Sowore comes from, the governor has not done 1% of what Alois Oti has done. You have never seen Sowore go back home to analyze the performance there. Number 7, Sowore is the only Nigerian citizen that when he was arrested in 2019, about 6 US congressmen, 4 senators, and 2 congressmen signed a petition writing demanding for the release of Sowore. He's not a US citizen, and they are signing. Tell us why. Have you ever seen any Senate where even the US citizen that made investment in the coastal highway that Dave Umahiya destroyed, 6 congressmen has not signed a petition demanding for their release? It is only Sowore. Why? Evidence 8, the last one. Sowore is the only opposition that is in one party, where is the party chairman, presidential candidate, vice presidential candidate, senatorial candidate, councillor, governorship candidate. He's the only one. He does not like the unity of opposition. Ask yourself, who benefits more in the activities of Sowore today? It is the APC. He's a scam. That somebody is joining you to run, joining you protesting, does not mean that they are with you. You need to wise up to see that Sowore is the biggest scam in Nigeria as of today. So if you are still falling for his scam, some of us are not. We already know him from the beginning, that he's an agent of APC.
I've been on record calling him out for donkey years. And it's for those that cannot see through him. I've been on record calling him out. And I say this for people to understand how Tinubu hierarchy of slavery operates. So Tinubu has, on one hand, people that eulogize him. Tinubu have, on the other hand, people that criticize him. So the people that they eulogize us and they criticize us are working in tandem for him. The eulogizers and the criticizers, they don't even know that. They don't even know that they're actually in one camp. This man just up there playing them like this. So for the eulogizers, you have the Boalas, the Renos, the FFKs, and you can name them, and all your the chief priest and the rest. Then for the criticizers, you have the likes of them, Sowore. I don't want to call some names until they unravel themselves, but I know they will unravel themselves. They are currently criticizing Tinubu with their voice, but when they unravel themselves, people now understand what I'm saying. Tinubu pays both sides. He plays both sides. Why? When you know that you're dirty as a person, if somebody comes and tells you that you're smelling, you know that, and you know that you're smelling, you won't take offense in it because you know that actually you're smelling. Tinubu knows that he's a dirty cop. So even if you come and say that he's a dirty cop, you're not putting any stain on him. He's already what he is. So when you see Sowore once in a while come out and criticize Bola Ahmed Tinubu, call him a drug dealer, call him a this, call him a that, you take him to court and all these things. It is all part of the program. It is all part of a program. Because how do you win the conscience of Nigerians if you're not criticizing Tinubu sometimes? How do you win the conscience of dull Nigerians if you're not talking about Tinubu sometimes? To look like you are for the people. Meanwhile, your bigger agenda is to make sure that Tinubu actually stays in power, by hook or by crook. I'm of the opinion that the biggest way out of Nigeria right now, as it's looking, is through revolution. It might need a revolution to save Nigeria from what we are passing through. If this political space is totally hijacked, the way out is a revolution in Nigeria. Guess who has hijacked that word revolution? Sowore. Some people are of the opinion that he's a CIA plant. Truly so. His media Sarah reporters is being funded by top CIA donors, running into millions of dollars. Facts. So there can be an angle to the fact that he's being funded. David Hunde always says that he's a CIA stooge. But I believe and I know that you cannot see a man of Sowore status, You cannot say he's not intelligent. You cannot say Sowore is not smart. He's a smart man. And he knows where we are as a country today. In politics, politicians don't fall from heaven. Politicians are people that come out to play the game of politics. Politicians are people that come out to play the role of politics. You know, they call it a game. I try not to fall into that trap of calling it a game. Because you don't play a game with the lives of people. But Tinubu will call it a game. It's a game. I cannot lose. So even if you win at the detriment of the lives of people, you have won in your mindset. That's how these shallow people think. Sowore knows this very well. Sowore understands that to take Tinubu out, you need a viable and strong opposition. But when you are always targeting and attacking the opposition, especially the most popular opposition in Nigeria, Sowore is not blind. He knows the most popular opposition in Nigeria is Peter Obi. He knows it. But he successfully always throws more than Peter Obi. Why? Because he's working for his paymaster. Forget the one people are saying that he's jealous. It is not jealousy. He is doing his job. But he knows that so many Nigerians are not smart. Look at what he went to do in Abia State the other day. I called him out and I told people, I said, why Abia State of all states? Then he started saying he will go to other part of the country also. Abia State is the most peaceful southeastern state. Look at the amount of people that came out for Biafra work for on that day. That shows you that in Abia, there is I said it previous that Abia State is one of the states that clamored for Biafra highest previously. Because why? The Abia State have been in bondage for 20-something years. Bad governance. Abia was hell on earth until Alex Oti happened to that state. And he showed them light. He showed them good governance. And all of a sudden, all the Biafra agitators in Abia State dropped their agitation and went into business. They went into business. You saw, look at the numbers that came out that day. It shows that there are people that actually believe in the Biafra struggle in Abia State. But they have kept it, but in solidarity of Nnamdi Kanu, they have to come out. The plan was probably that there will be chaos and they will destabilize Abia State because APC are doing everything to make sure Alex Oti comes to APC. They are trying to destabilize Abia State. But I'm certain Alex Oti must have given order to all the policemen that no shot should be fired, nothing should be fired, let them protest their protest and go. Sowore is an agent of the state. You cannot be an opposition and you focus your energy in attacking your fellow opposition. You cannot, especially when you are part of the people that brought this same government to power in 2015.
Really to our viewers all over the world and welcome back to Local Journal. Honestly, I think Nigerians should stop taking people like Sowore seriously because this man is just causing confusion all about, and it seems like he's an APC mole working for the APC against the opposition. Because if you look at the way this man operates, the pattern he operates, you look at he's always played the spoiler during any electioneering period, and you see the way he does his thing is this: he comes off as someone who is independent and someone who is like kind of neutral, someone who has no like a kind of has nothing against anybody whatsoever. But if you set your beam light through this man and you look through his heart very well, you will see that this man is possibly working for the APC against the opposition. He's doing everything to kill the morale of the opposition, to kill the unity of the opposition. He goes about criticizing Peter Obi. Peter Obi is going about with people who have destroyed everything, that he's even part of the people that destroyed this country. But bring evidence that makes Peter Obi culpable and make Peter Obi a corrupt man. He has not been able to bring anything except mere fabrication and lies that he concocts against this man. This man has not even answered him once because he has ignored him the way he should, because this guy is not even supposed to be answered at all. Well, the very fact that if you allow people to continue to do a particular thing for so long, it comes hurting the person and people will start believing that it's the truth. This guy has no chance whatsoever at all, and his best chance at the presidency was when he got 4 or 6 votes thereabout, and he's trying to kind of pull down somebody who got the same number of millions of votes other people got and even the president got. And if not for the fact that this man was Mr. Peter Obi was rigged out, it was obvious that he won that election. But of course you can't prove it now because they've done their abracadabra and they've done what they have to do to ensure that they stay on this throne. But we all know everything that happened. and that's the thing. Well, instead of focusing on the ruling party, who you also supported to bring to power, you are focusing, you are channeling your own insult, you are channeling your frustration to Mr. Peter Obi, who has done nothing, who has never been the president of this country. People who he ruled and governed in the state when he was a governor have attested to the fact that he was a very good man and he governed them well during his time and tenure as the governor. You would have not held any elective position. You've not even been made a councillor before. You've not even held any serious position before. You're going about because you're also known and kind of recognized as a former presidential aspirant. You want to like kind of come and denigrate this man. You want to insult him and you want to come at him at every slightest opportunity, every slight opportunity. But Nigerians are saying no, and we can't keep watching while you assassinate people's character. We can't keep watching while you kind of like water down what people have suffered to build over the years. You are just someone that is self-centered, someone who is holier than thou, and someone who has nothing to offer. This is my opinion. Drop what you think about it in the comment section, and if today is your first time to visit our channel, please kindly like, share and subscribe to our channel.